So let me double check. Da, 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 da. Crafting, no. And farming, harvesting, we're not gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about priorities. It's actually not that hard. It's actually really, really simple. And this is what I would recommend. This is just my guide because, like I said, I have a lot of experience and I had to look it up and research and all that. So you want to have a location where it's only productivity. So you have like, uh, storages and like places where you manufacture stuff like craft and make and produce just an area. And then you need other locations where it's like, okay, gathering copper ore or like, gathering peat or like iron and, wood and stuff like that. So this is what you would like to do actually. And so what you would do is you would have the deliveries that would be on a daily base. Um, I don't know why it says one time, but everything needs to be daily, 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 and for your mass production. And then when you are doing like a different, uh, I don't want to say settlement, but like different area, you want them to have a top up. Okay. So in this case, you want to bring all the resources that they've been gathering back to your main establishment. And then you would only want to produce and manufacture products in this state. So that's why when you look at your uh, population, you want to make sure that you don't have anything to do with harvesting. So you mark all of this off because you don't want them to harvest nothing. Don't waste no time with that, okay? So next, you want to make sure that all of your workers have crafting to at least one. In my opinion, I just have it one. So I don't know why this ones don't have one. That's crazy. But anyway, all of them to have one. And then reason for that is because they're going to be producing, they're going to be crafting. Now, even if they are farmers, you still want to have it one. There's a reason for that, and I'll explain it shortly. So, crafting on one, you want them to produce and then go and gather and make things more. Now, um, especially during winter, the farms they're not going to be planting or anything like that. They're not going to put a seed into the ground. And usually that takes some time. It takes like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days before you can able to harvest. So at the end of the day, they're gonna be basically sitting doing like fuck all. So you want to have all of this one, and there's a reason for that. So they're gonna be crafting, and so let's say you want them to make advanced feeding, whatever it's called.
With more houses, we could make a
This
small
thing's right
city,
here.
don't you think?
So you want them to
Hope you
craft
like
advanced
layers, because
animal
winter's
feed
got plenty.
that requires farming. Okay. Uh, I'm just doing advanced. I'm not doing compound. The reason for that is because I don't know how to get honey. I'm at a stage where I still don't know how to get honey. All right, so don't laugh at me. I don't know anything about honey. Um, Now, if honey was easy product to get
With more houses,
and I
we
can
could
get
make a small
abundance of
city
it,
there, don't you
and
think?
all I have to do is just make shit ton of potatoes
Hurry up
and
harvest, or it's
straw,
slow and
I
you'll
would do it
stew
in a
fast.
heartbeat. But right now I'm just doing animal feed advanced, and it only takes, it's potato. And so you can get abundance of potato and then abundance of grain, which is easy to get. But in order to do that, you need an employee that can do at least farming of 4. And this employee is doing crafting, which is 6 out of 6. But in this case, it has farming of 5 out of 5. See that? Now, if it had 3 out of 3 or whatever the case may be, then it would not be able to do it. Okay. So in this case, you will
So far, we're doing
make them
good
do
work, don't you
crafting.
think?
And so this is one example. There's so many examples that all of these workers, they need, like this one needs cooking, the other one needs, you know, smelting. Now for the smelter,
Glad it's my home.
it would be nice if they can kind of combine, but then again, I understand why they make it like that, so that it kind of separates. But in this case, it requires crafting 7. But you cannot just be like, oh yeah, this guy right here does have crafting. One of these guys, crafting 10 out of 10. Therefore, I'm just gonna put this to 1, and it's gonna craft. No, you still have to put the smelting portion of it. And so this is where we're gonna be talking about smelting. Okay, so in here, to make it efficient, keep in mind, you would want to make sure. Okay, what am I trying to craft? Oh, I want steel ingots. Well, in order to do that, you need to have crafting level of 7. Now keep in mind, whoops. Now keep in mind, it's not like you're gonna have like 300 of these smelters. You only have like a couple of them. In my case, because I love to do massive production, I have 1, 2, 3, potentially even 4. So 4 times 1, 2. So they're producing 8 bars every, I don't know, like 58 seconds, something like that, right? So in this case, like I said, I'm just doing mass production, but in your case, what you want to do is, okay, crafting 7. Therefore, you're going to have to come here and be like, okay, anybody that is below 7, I'm not gonna make them do smelting, right? So you're going to go down the list and see, okay, we got crafting 4 out of 4, 4 out of 6, 4 out of 4, 10 out of 10, boom. You put that into number 1, just like that. And so now this guy, whoever this person is, Bella, is gonna go and do the highest, level that it's.
I feel it's gonna be a good
I'm not too
day.
sure about that, but usually it will pop up to the ones that are like required a lot of skill. Obviously, if it's like level 1, then a level 10 can go and do the level 1, but it cannot do vice versa. Okay. So in this case, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, let's just say like 20 people that are doing crafting. But it's not like they're gonna sit there and wait in queue like, I gotta wait until this person starts using no. If somebody's occupying that station, they're gonna bypass this and they're gonna go to the next priority in queue. Obviously, we're not gonna do harvesting because nobody's gonna be harvesting. Next is farming. Now you'll be like, well, what do you want? Why do you want everyone to do farming, huh? Well, it's not like I want everybody to do farming. Look, at the beginning of time, I said this person is going to be farmer number 2, farmer number 3, harvester, labor, crafter. Recently I just discovered this, but that's why I'm not renaming them again. But before it was like, okay, farmer, okay, I'm just going to put this to number 1, and then, turn this off, and then, forget about the cooking part, and then don't worry about that. And this is how it was. Okay, this farmer is gonna go collect, put a seed into the soil, and then wait, jerk off, do fuck all during winter, which is wait until the harvesting time comes, and then goes and delivers it into the bin. And then if I have a construction or something for them to do, yada yada. But this is not efficient at all. because now it's just jerking off doing fuck all for the rest of the time until the crops are grown. So, it's like, what's the point? Instead, if it has farming 6 out of 6, I'd be like, all right, well, since you're not doing
The biting
anything,
cold reminds us that winter
might
is
as well have
relentless.
you do some crafting. And what's the best for crafting? Farming, boom, right there. 4. You just need 4 to do my animal feed, and I need 6,000 of that, and so on and so forth, because it requires a lot for the animals. Look, this guy
Snow's coming.
produced
Best stock up
14,000
on
of
firewood.
that. The next guy produced fucking 8.7 of that.
With more
This guy
houses, we could make a
produced
small city here, don't you think?
14.2, and I have over
Glad it's
there.
my
So like
home.
all of together, it's like 50,000 grains. Now you'd be asking, well, what the fuck happened to all your 50,000 grains? Well, it got eaten by fucking animals, obviously, because I don't want to talk too much about it. I think I talked about it on the previous video, but animals, they take a lot to eat, and they have these skill levels, which I would recommend you to
Bit of cold
get to
today.
these high
Best bundle
numbers
up tight.
first before having mass production of them. But in this case, there's no point. There's going to be a certain stage where I don't need to produce thousands of chickens. There might be a time where,
The
if
biting
I
cold
had
reminds
like
us that winter is
a
relentless.
warehouse after warehouse,
Hope
and
you like
I'll
layers
probably
because
put in
winter's got
another
plenty.
location, put in like shit ton of warehouses, and then I would have like 100,000 advanced animal feeds, and then I can make
The
a
village is looking better and
massive
better.
amount of like chickens. But the point is, there's no need. Reason for is because, like, if I needed feathers, boom, got my feathers. If I needed meat, um, boom. Well, right now I use meat to trade, but you know, there's some need for other things, so it doesn't really matter. Back to it. So, in here, I'm gonna fix this later. I don't remember what it was, but anyways, so in this case, I said, okay, when they plant, they take one seed and put it in the ground. Whoever has the highest farming is gonna yield you more
So
of the
far,
good
we're
stuff.
doing great work, don't you think?
Therefore, it's better for them to farm if they have higher level of farming. So I said anybody that
Watch
is less than
yourself, the roads
7
aren't safe.
are going to be number 3. Anybody that has more than 7 is going to be prioritized as a farmer. The reason why I say that is because the ones that are going to be prioritized, that are like 8 out of 10 or like 10 out of 10 farming, they are going to be the ones that are going to plant the seed. And so later, when it's fully grown, and let's say this guy has nothing to do, because I would have a lot of grain, I don't need to have them do anything else. They're gonna go and harvest all of that, and then they're gonna put it in a basket, right? Or in the warehouse. So I think that's what they're gonna do. I don't quote me. I'm not too sure if the farmers are the ones that can only harvest, or anybody can just go and harvest all of that. But I assume it's gonna be the farmers. So in that case, I'm just gonna have the low tier go and collect it, right? So like I give you an example like this.
Bitter cold today. Best bundle up tight.
Oh, there's only 80 of them, so I won't be able to give you an example, but yeah, I'm not gonna be able to give you an example. Maybe like a potato. Yeah, see, there are
The
like
village is looking
64
better
and
and better.
79 potatoes that are inside a farm that needs to be harvested. Either that or it's still growing. I'm not too sure, but the ones that are going to be qualified to do is the ones that I'm going to put on 3. So whenever they have nothing better to do, they're going to be doing farms, and the ones that are, higher level farming, they're going to be the ones that are going to be planting the seed and also harvesting. But so that's how I kind of go about. All of them are going to be doing that. Now, obviously, if there's no work, they're not gonna do anything, so they're gonna go to the next best thin. Obviously, we don't have wood cutting because that's also like harvesting. So we're gonna do delivery. I want all of them to do delivery. So if I drop a piece of meat right now, I want them to go and grab it and put it in a box. This is why it's better to, when you're going out there and fighting, this is what I would recommend you to do, is to make a box. And it doesn't have to be pretty. I mean, I obviously I need to upgrade this because this keeps on getting flooded, so I have to get rid of like a bunch of garbage. But basically, remove all of this and just keep like ammo. You don't want to just keep running back and get an ammo. You can just get it from here, and then just dump a bunch of garbage here, and then go out there and keep collecting. And so these workers are gonna come and remove all the garbage that are not enabled or not supposed to be here, and they're gonna filter it for you. So that's basically what they're gonna do. That's why I have them on all number ones. It's not like there's gonna be constant like shit ton of loot always sitting to the point where they're always gonna be distracted from their work. No, obviously not. Now for cooking, I'm at a stage where it's like, okay, let's get some cooking going. That's why I made shit ton of fires. As you can see, it seems like they're cooking, and which is pretty interesting. But obviously it takes a lot of wood. So last I checked,
Hope you like
I
layers
had
because winter's got plenty.
2,000 wood. Let's see what we got now.
I feel it's
Okay, I
going to
still
be a
have
good
2.4.
day.
Okay, so we're good on wood. But yes, so next what you want to do
Happy days, all thanks
for the
to
cooking is the same thing. You come over here, you take a look, okay, what requires of cooking? And here the highest is 6, alright? So that's how you would have to determine. You could be like, okay, 6 and below, it's not gonna be prioritized as cooking, but
The village
anybody
is
that is
looking
above
better and
is
better.
going to. Now, if you're gonna do like bakery or something like that, then you're gonna have to look into that a little bit more further. Like this is the bakery, and these ones are
Hope you like layers
required
because
level
winter's got
9 and
plenty.
8. But obviously, like I don't want this. I mean, it's nice to have it, but
The
you
biting
don't
cold
need it,
reminds us that winter is
right?
relentless.
Um, it's not like it's not like you can tell your soldiers to be like, yo, only eat fine meat pie every time we go to the war, you know. Like, I give you an example, um like this. See,
Hope
it's
you
not like
like
you can
layers
come to
because
it and be
winter's
like,
got plenty.
yeah, there's gonna be another slot here that it's like, yeah, this is the food I want you to gather, or this is the bandages I want. It would be nice if they can implement that too, so that they can go and remove as many bandages or food that you determine them to have. Obviously, they can get the food because of right here. Oops. Um. Oh, sorry, it's not there. It's right here. Obviously, you can come here and customize. Okay, they were gonna get like 9 pieces of
Snow's
food,
coming.
or
Best
one
stock
piece
up
of
on
food, or
firewood.
no food. And then if they get like 10% damaged, they would have to heal up, which I would recommend it to be like around 80 to 90, because those bandages don't really do much. And plus, but anyway, I'm going out of track. So in this case, anything that is below, in my case, 7 cooking, is going to be number 2. Anything above is going to be number 4. So I'm prioritizing farming over cooking. But you see number 2. So in this case, what's this telling me is that this guy is going to be crafting. If I tell him to be crafting food, he's going to be crafting food for me. And then once there's no more food to craft, or yeah, he has to sit there and wait for food, then he can do farming. That's what it is. Um, and if I said, hey, go make, if I tell everyone, or just put like down like, some garbage for them to craft, then he is gonna go and craft it. That's basically what that is. is that it's priority number one. Like, just drop cooking the food and come and craft this, and they're gonna do it. That's what that is. So that's basically the gist of it. Now, hunting, train. Whoa, there's two hunting. I haven't really messed around with the training yet, so maybe I will, once I investigate that, I'll definitely talk about it, which sounds pretty cool. But yeah, that's basically the gist of priority. Hopefully that will answer all of you guys' questions.